Joining us now with stories trending around the world is OjyOkpe, and it is Friday. And this Friday, she's giving us implications immediately after this program, supported by Victor Osimhen.
Is it true?
The award-winning duo who will entertain us.
With due respect, where is the memo where we affirm that we're
Thank you very much.
You said it on here.
I was going to say,
where is
we should do implications. I said
where
we are up
is the
to
memo?
the task.
We are up to the task.
An agreement can be in good faith.
No,
you don't have to be written down.
Please, can you give us the memo?
Or you're being pragmatic.
No, I'm being pragmatic.
No, it was an agreement made in good faith.
This is
Dr. Bati, they're being pragmatic.
Can you give us the
Dr.
memo?
Bati, I offered Friday, December 19th implication. That one I know I did. Good morning, Ayola.
I'm
good.
Okay, drinks after the show.
A contract, fidei.
It's fine.
Don't worry, we're up to the task.
It's fine.
Rufy on fire. How are you this morning? Fantastic. Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending with the drama that erupted in the Senate on Thursday as Senator Oshiomhole and Ali Ndume engaged in a heated confrontation during the screening of former presidential aide Reno Omokri for an ambassadorial position. The tension began when Oshiomhole attempted to defend Omokri's nomination, praising him as a pragmatist who serves Nigeria's interests. However, Ndume insisted on following proper Senate procedure, triggering a sharp exchange. Let's take a look.
My name is Reno Omokri. I was a special assistant to the president on new media. I'm an author, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Until you are called, you cannot shut me down.
No, he's not talking to you.
I have the authority of the chairman.
Please go ahead.
Chairman, you cannot exercise power that you don't have.
You don't exercise
Chairman,
power.
I want to thank you, Senate leader and my colleagues. I cannot be intimidated by people who go here and there. And here I will proudly say I was a governor, which is a head of a subnational government. And so when I talk, those who are not be governors should listen.
Governors come to Senate.
You have to have,
Governors, you struggle to...
Your Excellency, the power of example that he is a pragmatist. He is not detained by old feelings. You may have doubt, suspicion about anyone until you have the opportunity to so perform. Indeed, you don't know anyone until you give him the driver's, you hand over to him the steering of a vehicle. This young man has shown that where he sees a compelling evidence in the interest of the Nigerian nation, he will not be ashamed to say that I was wrong in my assumption. From what I have seen, this man is working, and he deserves the support of all those who want progressive governance.
Senator Oshiomhole there put his full weight behind Reno Omokri. Well, Omokri was eventually cleared and asked to take a bow and go. The senators' clash highlights the controversy surrounding Omokri's nomination, given his history as a vocal critic of President Tinubu during the 2023 election. And I'll take some reactions. This person wrote, Senate clears Omokri as ambassador. The same guy who called Tinubu drug lord last year, bro went from Twitter troll to diplomatic flex. Naija politics, where enemies upgrade to envoys. Well, another ex-user wrote, my respect for Reno is rooted in my realization that he has an excellent command of economic and historical facts and figures, among other interests, especially as they pertain to Nigeria. He's an asset to any administration he supports. Reno will be a good representative of Nigeria. And finally, another ex-user wrote, Senator Adams should know that executive power is dead on arrival in the Senate. The "I was a former governor" statement is nothing but political intimidation, and as expected, none of the senators bought it. He should do better next time. Nigerians are always watching. You know, that rancor was quite loud, right? And I'll take this final X-user, Ayejola, who wrote on X, they wrote, they can't even listen to themselves. They don't ever allow each other conclude. How can these people listen to the plight of an ordinary Nigerian, always eager to flex power, even against each other? It was quite a rowdy session. Before I come to you, I'd also like your thoughts on Reno Omokri, being cleared, and of course the kind of eruption that occurred in Senate. Meanwhile, the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs granted the take a bow and go privilege to several female ambassadorial nominees, including former Senator Grace Bent and former Oyo First Lady Florence Ajimobi. The screening, which entered its second day on Thursday, saw the female ambassadorial nominees asked to simply introduce themselves and exit without rigorous questioning. Let's take a look.
My name is Fatima Florence Ajimobi, wife of late Senator Abiola Ajimobi from Oyo State. I appear before...
Finish. We all know you. Finish.
Thank you.
My name is Erelu Angela Ayodele Adebayo. Thank you.
My name is Oluwajimeka Ayotunwa Olumilua, the wife of the former governor of Old Ondo State, Evangelist Bamidele Ishola Olumilua.
Senator Professor Nora Ladi Dadut of the 9th Assembly. And I am glad to be here from Plateau State.
9th Assembly, take a bow and go.
All right, take a bow and go. But you know, Senate Leader Okoyemi Bamidele defended the bow and go procedure, saying that it applies to individuals with established and verifiable records of service, adding that, their legislative history and public profile are already well known to lawmakers. The inclusion of accomplished women in Nigeria's diplomatic corps represents an important step towards gender balance in foreign service. President Tinubu's ambassadorial list includes 10 women, 4 on the career diplomats list, and 6 as non-career diplomats. I mean, those women, they were quite heavy. Their profile, former governors' wives. Of course, we also saw the first, Senate leader from the North. I think it's Grace Bent as well. Your thoughts?
Okay, so I think they deprived Nigerians of an opportunity to listen to people who would go on to represent the country in the foreign missions. I'd said
you
earlier,
mean with the bow and go?
With the bow and go, yes. And I'd call them, all those that they're allowed to bow and go. Bow and go, Senate, take a bow, Senate. And the explanation that Senate Leader Okoyemi Bamidele gave is a departure from what the President of the Senate, Akpabio, said when there was a suggestion for the Minister of Defense to bow and go. He said that it was such an important role. So it wasn't because his public records his records were not in the public, or we didn't know what his antecedents or his experience was. It was the fact that Nigerians deserved to ask questions based on the specific new role they were about to take. With the women, I appreciate and admire most, if not all, of the women who have been nominated. And that's why I wish that Nigerians also got the opportunity to listen to their ideas, to have an opportunity to encounter their brilliance. And we were robbed of that again because they said, take a bow and go. Whilst it looks like a nice way to support all women, but I do think that sometimes it undermines the intellectual capacity and the experiences of women, because sometimes what it then means is that you feel like a woman got her position because she's a woman, or they just allowed her to have an easy way out. And so whilst I like the fact that we're able to recognize the point of how much contribution they have made, I feel like they came. Imagine if you have prepared, you read all night, you've done your homework, and you come and they just say bow and go. If it were me, I would find it particularly insulting. I felt like they came to that table with an opportunity to show Nigerians that they're not just there as a token, but because they deserve that position. And I don't think there's any woman there who doesn't. Now, going to Omokri. Based on the backlash following his nomination, if there was anybody else, there were a few names that specifically ought to have been asked questions, especially because a number of Nigerians, thought leaders, had presented opinions around their candidature or around their nomination. One is Reno Omokri. The other, Professor Yakubu, former INEC chairman. The other, Chief Femi Fani-Kayode. what would it have taken these senators to have asked them questions around some of the misgivings of Nigerians, just again to reassure Nigerians that they are doing their work? And that's why I support in some quarters, some people say that it's almost like a slap on the face of Nigerians. We don't care what you think or not. We have made up our minds and the backlash doesn't matter. Now, the senators are there on the mandate of the people who elected them, on the members of their senatorial district. They deserve an answer. For as many as has raised their voices to ask questions around the integrity of the person, around their personal, personal allegations of even domestic violence. These are people that are going to go out to foreign missions and represent, carry on their shoulders the weight of the reputation of an entire nation. And I believe that where we thought the senators would save the day, following the president's controversial nomination list, they fell flat on their face, and it's quite a disappointment.
Yes, Rufai, you had something to say about it.
So, you see, my fear is the mockery we've become as a nation and the mockery of democracy.
She talked about Reno Omokri, and you are talking about mockery.
I'm talking about the mockery of democracy, and I'm going to elucidate with some empirical facts.
Okay.
We have turned government job and screening as though it's something that we should do with a laissez-faire attitude, which is wrong. We copied things from America. But what we did not copy is the rigor at which we screen government officials. While I was speaking, I was just checking how many hours did Rex Tillerson's screening take. Because I remember that screening particularly because I watched it. He was screened for 9 hours by the Foreign Affairs Committee. See, if you are to compare Rex Tillerson in terms of profile, he beats everybody that was nominated on this ambassadorial list. You know why? He was the chairman and the head of an international oil behemoth. None of them control the kind of business expansion that Rex Tillerson controlled. But despite the fact that he was the chairman of Mobil, he was still screened for 9 hours. If it was Nigeria, they would say, oh, he's a chairman of a company like Mobil, a world multinational. Let him go and take a bow. But we use because of the personality of people and say, let them take a bow, which is wrong in the first place. We could have allowed those our lovely, great, valiant women to express themselves.
It would have been lovely to
You see, Ayo,
so
I made mention, and they're so intelligent. Yeah. I made mention of Bukola Saraki being the only Senate in recent time that had that similitude of rigor.
All right.
Was because you remember the Bukola Saraki ministerial screening where you had the Amechi situation that went on for hours, where you even had Aisha Abubakar that couldn't talk about her portfolio, that cried out and was stepped down.
All right.
She was a woman. So what happened to us? So some will say, okay, Bukola Saraki had his own squabbles with Buhari government and all of that. He was fighting for political survival and all of that. But it is shocking. That's why I say it's a mockery of democracy.
Mockery of democracy.
The way we now take critical national positions, the screen of critical national solution as joke and laissez-faire. And for the likes of Mr. Ndume and what's it called?
Oshiomhole.
We didn't buy the script. It was a script. We didn't buy it.
Okay.
It was not needed.
Dr. Abati, only 30 seconds because we have discussed this at length. You wanted to make a point.
No, I have different points to make.
Yeah.
The first is that Baron de Montesquieu, 1748, in the spirit of law, propounded the theory of the separation of powers. This National Assembly does not seem to convince us
at all
that it understands that principle.
At all.
Two, I align myself with the idea that nobody should be asked to take a bow and go.
Yeah.
Because Nigerians have been raising concerns, and those concerns should have been addressed. Emmanuel, the man from Ekiti State, he was asked to even name the 3 senators representing him. He could only name 2 of them. So why is his own an exception? Number 3, you made the statement that these are distinguished women, competent women. I don't know that. You don't become a distinguished and a competent woman and worthy of ambassadorial designate because you are a veteran in the bedroom. Because
so are you doubting? Hold on. Sorry, are you doubting?
No, I've not finished. I've not finished.
So are you doubting my point?
No.
Okay,
Because you were the wife of a former governor.
I have their profiles.
You don't become. Then
I have their profiles.
Then let us prove it.
That's why I made that statement.
Let us prove it on the floor. Let us hear from them.
Yes.
Don't let us assume.
Okay, good.
Number 4, there is a new morality that seems to have emerged in Senator Oshiomole's definition of pragmatism, which means that if you abuse a sitting president, you call him all kinds of defamatory names, and then you turn around and you say, okay, it's now the best thing since the invention of a toothpaste.
All right.
Then you say the president is large-hearted. The danger here, going forward, is that a lot of younger persons will say, well, let me abuse the president and then change my mind tomorrow. The president is large-hearted. Then he will come and reward me with an appointment.
All right.
Final point is that one of the senators said, it does not stop at the committee level, that it will still go to plenary. We hope that the Senate will take advantage of that and present on the floor of this plenary a more rigorous process.
And they should count votes,
not
vote, not voice vote. They must count. We must know the senators that voted in favor of every ambassador. Please, I beg.
No problem. I want to restate my point, Dr. Abati. Those women are intelligent.
Yes.
They deserve their roles because I have their profile. So that's really why I made that statement. I'm just standing on my statement. I'm standing on my ground. And then also,
let them be interrogated.
And also,
let them be interrogated.
There's beauty in forgiveness. I'm not vouching for Reno Omokri, even though he's from my state. But, the president says he has forgiven him for everything that he has done. And one of the reasons why I believe some people have said Reno Omokri is one of those people who say, buy Nigeria, grow Nigeria. He speaks a lot of positive things about Nigeria. That's really all it is. It's all about balance on this table. What would I say? Congratulations to everyone who's been screened. Well, speaking about ambassadors, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has been crowned Sportsman of the Year at the 2025 GQ Türkiye Men of the Year Award, becoming the first Nigerian to receive the prestigious honor. The 26-year-old received the award at a black tie ceremony in Istanbul on Wednesday, recognizing his transformative impact at Galatasaray since joining the club. Osimhen is now the 3rd footballer in a decade to win the GQ Türkiye Sportsman Award.
Huzurlarınızda Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It feels so good to be in the midst of beautiful faces. I want to say a big thank you to GQ. I can't forget my Galatasaray family. I want to say this means so much to me and my family. I appreciate everyone that has supported me up to this hour. Thank you so much for your support. I will continue to do my best for my family, for Galatasaray, for the fans all over the world. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
What an incredible achievement. From Lagos to global acclaim, Osimhen continues to break barriers and shatter records. He has maintained his blistering form this season, already netting 11 goals in 14 matches. Congrats. I mean, these are the ambassadors. I'm not saying anything. No. That's all I have said.
Ambassador.
These are the kind of people that want to see represent Nigeria on a Congratulations. Congratulations. Ambassador Victor Osimhen. Now, let's take our good news report. Celebrating a truly monumental moment for Nigerian education, as Industrialist Aliko Dangote has launched the largest private education support program in Nigeria's history, a massive 100 billion naira annual initiative that will transform the lives of 1.3 million students over the next decade. The visionary businessman announced on Thursday that the program will support 45,000 new students every year from 2026, rising to 155,000 beneficiaries annually by the 4th year, reaching learners across 774 local government areas. And in a stunning display of commitment, Dangote pledged 25% of his personal wealth to the Aliko Dangote Foundation to ensure the program's sustainability. The initiative comprises 4 transformative programs. The Aliko Dangote STEM Scholars will fund 30,000 undergraduate students annually in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The Technical Scholars Program will support 5,000 vocational students each year. The MHF Dangote Secondary School Girls Scholars, named after Dangote's daughters, will support 20,000 public school girls annually from JSS 1 to SS 3, with continued support into tertiary education. And the teacher training program will develop 10,000 secondary school STEM teachers across all 6 geopolitical zones. Vice President Kashim Shettima praised the intervention as nation building in its purest form, while the presidency described it as a major boost to Nigerians' human capital development agenda.
What we are trying to do is to touch every single family in the country. We are going to do it by local governments, and the local governments that we have, each local government will have about the same amount. The only thing is that Lagos and Kano will get a highest allocation. We are spending the 1 trillion because we want to invest heavily in education, because that is human capital. The human capital of our nation cannot be compromised.
What an incredible gift to Nigeria's future. Aliko Dangote has demonstrated that true greatness is measured not by wealth accumulated, but by the millions of lives lifted from the shadows into the light. This is how we build a nation. One student, one teacher, one dream at a time. Congratulations, Aliko Dangote, and all the beneficiaries. Ayo.
Thank you for detailing. This is such a fantastic initiative. And I want to, yesterday we touched on it. The importance of private sector individuals like Alhaji Aliko Dangote intervening in a critical sector like education. When we look at education, the government alone cannot do it. And we have seen him put his mouth or his money where his mouth is. What I love in particular about this initiative is how holistic it is. You've talked about how they will concentrate on education across board. From 2026 it starts, targeting students. The most affected, the state with the highest out-of-school children. We know that Nigeria has the highest number of out-of-school children in the world currently. Hopefully this initiative will finally change that statistic. It will also target girls, and Alhaji Aliko Dangote has beautiful, intelligent daughters, and it's great to see him replicating that. And this is quite significant for someone from the north, because we often talk about how not just education there's a threat to education in the northern part of Nigeria, but even for girls as well. So it is really great that such a man of his caliber would lead the way, not just as an ambassador, but actually put money there. He would also concentrate on STEM. We've talked about science, technology, engineering, maths being the future, AI emerging across the world. So the fact that he's also looked at that and is unlocking potentials in that area is phenomenal. I'm really, really glad and I'm grateful, because education is the most powerful tool to change a nation, in the words of Nelson Mandela. And so he has told that part, and I'm glad to see that other people in the private sector were on that stage with him, launching that. So hopefully it would be an example, an opportunity for them to also borrow a leaf from the pace he has set and actually do the same. So congratulations, and the most important congratulations goes to the Nigerians and the young people who are the greatest assets in Nigeria. Alhaji Aliko Dangote has seen potential and is investing in that potential. Congratulations.
Huge congratulations. And I love the fact that you also highlighted the out-of-school girls. I mean, this whole initiative is targeting states that, has a lot of out-of-school girls at this moment. He's dedicating 25% of his wealth to this whole program. Rufai.
Dangote, Sadankata. But let me tell you what Alhaji Aliko Dangote has done. Reminds me of after the Second World War in America. University enrollment was a big problem because you needed a lot to be able to go to university. Then the American government set up something called the GI Bill. A lot of those that fought in the war could only go to school because of the GI Bill.
All right.
What Dangote has done today is like doing our own GI Bill for this new generation in Nigeria.
Fantastic.
And you will not understand the impact until the next 20, 30 years.
Yes.
Where the crop of leaders that will run Nigeria then will say we are beneficiaries of the Dangote scholarship scheme.
All right.
Sadankata.
Ranka Dede. Well, all right. On that note, we'd say congratulations to Alhaji Aliko Dangote. Well, more on good news and gifting. Let's celebrate an incredible moment of compassion and inclusion. This week, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umo Eno unveiled an unprecedented support package for a visually impaired gospel sensation, Chris Vick, including a plot of land, a brand new home, a 100 million naira music studio, and a lifetime monthly allowance. Well, the 22-year-old singer, whose full name is Christian Victor Osimhen, shot to fame earlier this year through season 4 of the Niger Spirit Talent Hunt, where his powerful gospel song and energetic dance routines defied the limits of his visual impairment and captivated millions of viewers across social media. Chris performed at the Akwa Ibom Unity Concert on Sunday, and his emotionally charged performance caught the attention of Governor Umo Eno, who was so touched that he walked up the stage to meet the young singer, and what was meant to be a handshake turned into a heartfelt embrace.
Young man that can still praise God in spite of what we see as disability. He can still give his all to God. I'm told he lives in a rented house. So I'm directing the Commissioner for Lands to allocate him a land. And I'll sign the certificate of occupancy next week in Uyo, and as soon as he gets that certificate of occupancy, we'll build him a 4-bedroom flat. He will live in 2 rooms. The other 2 rooms will make a studio for him.
Was saying a day of destiny. What a beautiful story of compassion meeting talent. The governor was visibly moved to tears by Chris's talent, resilience, and spirit of praise. The governor didn't just change one young man's life. He sent a powerful message that his government truly cares about persons with disabilities, and we have seen this with the Akwa Ibom State Governor, and I feel like this story should encourage other governors to actually take this idea of disabilities and visually impaired people. And like I said yesterday with my story, there is ability in disability. Really, I wish we had a lot of time to talk on this story, but I thought it was such a fantastic gesture by the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Congratulations to Chris, and of course, Pastor Umo Eno. Well, in the same vein, Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, hosted a special Christmas brunch on Thursday for disadvantaged children from foster homes in Abuja. The event, which deliberately excluded ministers' children and those from wealthy families, featured personal introductions from foster children who shared their future ambitions, including engineering, medicine, law, the military, and even the presidency. Speaking after the event, the First Lady reaffirmed the administration's commitment to child safety and praised the swift release of the recently abducted school children, describing it as the fastest in Nigeria's history. Let's take a look.
It's very sad, it's disheartening, but you can see Mr. President has done the needful. They've gone after them. This is the quickest rescue we've ever gotten in abduction in the history of this nation. So you can give Mr. President, cut him some slacks. Nigeria is a big, huge population. Over 250 million people. Close to the population of US. So when we look at that, cut us some slacks. We are working 7 days a week in here.
All right. Well, this swift rescue is commendable. The reoccurring pattern of school abductions remains deeply troubling. However, the First Lady's focus on empowering disadvantaged children and their commitment to ensuring every child's safety sends a strong message that Nigeria's most vulnerable deserve protection and opportunity. I mean, kudos to the First Lady for hosting these children, and also the fact that, these children looked, very excited, and they talked about what they want to do in the future. But I know you wanted to say something about the rescue mission by the president and woman hailing her husband.
We are now doing competition for the quickest rescue of kidnapped children in Nigeria.
No, we're talking seriously.
Is that it? No, but real quickly, I think the formative question we've not asked Dr. Abati, while the hypocrisy and the sycophancy can go on in this country, is it was said that military personnel were there before the attack happened.
Yeah.
They left there 40 minutes after the attackers came. We've just been asking this government one question. Who ordered the troops to leave there for the attack to happen? That's just what we want. And we want it for the interest of clarity and objectivity and transparency in this government. That question, please answer.
Okay, I wanted to add a caveat that what Mrs. Tinubu, the First Lady, has done is commendable. To the extent that she said the party, the brunch, they called it, where they served jollof rice, Ndume and all of that, was not meant for privileged children. That she was not interested in children of ministers or governors, but ordinary persons who are in foster homes and in underprivileged places. And I think that is, important. Because it has the same children that we ask the question in editorials. Do they know it is Christmas? And for showing large-heartedness, this is large-heartedness, the type that I understand.
All right.
Mrs. Remi Tinubu saying, look, these children too, they deserve to know that it is Christmas.
Yes,
and I applaud that.
Yes, I do applaud that as well. Well, all right. I enjoyed watching those children. Their excitement was quite reassuring. Well done to the First Lady of Nigeria. Well, let's take another story now. Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde Marshall, popularly known as Kwam1, whose bid to become the next Awujale of Ijebu Kingdom made headlines this week, has faced stiff resistance. The Fushengbuwa ruling house of Ijebu-Ode has formally rejected the lineage claim of the musician, declaring the form he submitted for the Awujale selection process null and void and of no consequence. In a letter dated December 11th, the ruling house said its investigation found no proof that the musician belongs to the Jadi Ara royal house or the brother Fushengbuwa lineage, whose turn it is to produce the next Awujale of Ijebu land. The ruling house faulted the certification of the form submitted by Kwam1, noting it was endorsed by someone who was not a recognized member of the royal house. Multiple family heads have publicly denied any genealogical connection to the musician, insisting that neither he nor his father belongs to their lineage. The ruling house has fixed December 15th for the nomination of contestants seeking to succeed the late Awujale Obasikiru Adetono, who died in July after a 65-year reign.
Could this song be a prophecy?
Dr. Abati, this Kwam1, does he have a...
Very quickly.
He has a title.
Very quickly.
Yes.
The late Awujale said he's from Fidikpote. Yes. Now he says he's from Fushengbuwa now. Now, the Fushengua people say he's not from Jadiara.
Yes.
Now, can he say he's from Emilokon lineage?
Oh, no.
Emilokon lineage.
Right. We have to go. The story will continue.
Maybe you should resubmit and say he's from Emilokon.
All right. Then there's a party happening in January. Maybe he'll play. He'll perform. Well, all right. I'd love to thank you all for your great analysis. As always, on What's Trending, you guys have a great weekend. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all next week.
Am I yonu see me? Agbatomode am I yonu see me? Ọkùnrin tóbìnrin ẹ yonu sí mi. Ẹni bá yonu sí mi. Ṣọ́jú ìyọnu Ọlọ́run ọba, ìyọnu Ọlọ́run ọba.